Welcome back to TopGear South Africa, star in a reasonably priced car. I'm Jason Goliath, your host. If you caught episode 1 last week, we saw Dricus and still, not only is he champion of the world, but he's champion of our Top Gear lap time board. You then voted. We asked you in the comments, who would you like to see? And we've got a great surprise for you today. For episode 2, please welcome, in my opinion, the funniest man in South Africa. You'd have seen him hosting The Masked Singer, and you'd also seen him on the PNC People Need Comedy podcast. He's the mastermind that put it all together, and he's my friend, Mpho Popps. Rap! Ah, my friend.
Skoringo, thank you so much. Thank you for having me.
Let's have a seat and do this thing.
Ek het die Dricus episode gekyk.
Het jy vir die Dricus gedruk?
Ek is hier om te gedruk om.
Jy drukt op die Dricus en nou gaan jy Dricus druk. That is all the Afrikaans that Popps has ever spoken in his life. Ever spoken. No, I saw you. I saw you falling over on the trappe van vergelyking immediately. I can't even say vergelyking.
Trappe van vergelyking.
There we go. I'm learning. I'm learning. But you went to school in the
Congratulations on the
South.
show.
Thank you so much,
This
my
is
friend.
absolutely amazing.
I am excited. This is a dream come true for me.
An absolute dream come true.
You know how long I've crossed our fingers and toes for this. So, I mean, I think from you and I, a round of applause to Top Gear Magazine South Africa for putting this through. From you and I. From you and I. What a thing. What a thing.
Yo.
I want to give just everybody watching a quick background. I made a big statement. I said the funniest man in the country. I did preface it with my opinion, and I want you to know that my opinion is the only opinion that matters, because who knows better than me who the funniest people in this country are. So if I say Popps is the funniest, he is. Skumba, if you have something to say, call it, brother. We'll put you in a car and we can discuss it face to face. But
Skumba in a reasonably...
listen, it's fine. We've got the roll cage and we can move the seat to the back seat. We've taken the back seat out. So we'll squeeze him in, and if I could fit Skumbuzo, you will fit as well. But just a quick background. Popps is one of my comedy idols, one of my mentors in the game. The first time I started comedy, Popps was headlining, and I remember watching you thinking, I've never seen this level. I didn't even know it was possible to be this funny. I've then watched you, my brother, do unbelievable things, and it is so exciting to be sitting with one of the best in the country. So thank you for saying yes, and congratulations on your life.
Dude, thank you for having me. Of course, yes, 1,000 times. And to see this come to life, bro, I'm extremely proud of you, JJ.
I appreciate that. Let us make this about you. We'll talk about cars and your love for cars that I know we both share in a second. But what people don't know is, I think that you're a breed of South African comedian that has never been seen or felt before. Come from the South, Mondio High,
Yep.
which means you quarter past Soweto, like a Kasi boy, but Mondio High is...
Quarter past El Dorado Park.
Yeah.
Quarter past, you know those suburbs that no longer suburbs, like there's one white family left in them. Naturena.
Yeah, but property value is still good.
No, it's dwindling.
Is it dwindling?
Yeah, Kaizer Chiefs is there. There's a lot happening. There's a prison. You know what I mean? There's a lot happening.
People of the South don't come for me. I love you guys.
We know what happens in the South. We know what happens in the South.
It is what it is. A Mondio guy, were you this guy at school? Because I went to a school that was, I was like the first. We were one of 3 colors in my whole standard.
Oh, I thought you were going to say
you know
the
what
first.
I mean? No, people have had cholesterol throughout the ages. We were the first. Talk to me about your, because I'm very fascinated about the way you see South Africa. And talk to me about what school was and who Popps was at school and why you think you have such a unique perspective.
So I had a weird schooling sort of upbringing. So I started at Greenside Primary.
Okay.
So when I started at Greenside Primary...
You went backwards?
I went backwards, yeah.
Okay.
Life was good until it wasn't. So we started at Greenside Primary, and I remember I was like one of the first. There were 3 of us, same thing.
Yes.
So there were 3 of us, and we were the first 1994 grade 1 Greenside Primary. And yeah, so, and that was a shift, bruh, you know, because we used to go from like Soweto to, and the bus used to fetch me first.
Yeah.
So I was up at 5 a.m. in the morning in the bus, 5:30, and most of the time I would never remember waking up. I would always wake up in the bus.
You wake up and you're already...
And then, you know, when you wake up, your oni's on backwards.
It happens.
And then you realize you got dressed. You've got that, you know, that layer of Vaseline that's just shining. Someone just plastered Vaseline on you. And you just wake up.
Pushed you out the house.
That was me, bruh. And then went to Greenside Primary, and Greenside was such a culture shift because here I am, boy from Soweto. There were three black boys in Greenside. And
Are you guys still in touch? You still have like a WhatsApp
still
group?
in touch. One of them is actually Mojak Lehuko, who's a fellow stand-up comedian. Yes.
That's hilarious.
Yeah, Mojak and I have been friends for like 32 years, bruh.
That is fascinating.
Yeah, so that was like the shift. It was going from seeing houses with low walls and bottles that were broken as security fences. And then, that's the last image you see before you fall asleep in the transport. And then when you wake up, you're seeing these houses with electric fences. I didn't even know what an electric fence was, bro. I just thought these people have washing lines outside. I was just like, hey, the suburbs are safe. These people are hanging their clothes by the wall.
Over the wall.
Oh, wow. Yeah, bro. And then, so Greenside kind of made me realize what the other side was like, right? And then I went to Mondio High.
Yes.
And then I realized what reality was like. Because when Greenside was like a bit of a cultural mix, it was very, very white, very Muslim.
Yes, yes.
And a little bit black. But when I went to Mondio, it was very...
Mix.
So I think a big part of who I've become is me realizing, oh, so this is the reality I live in. So when I go here, I gotta be like this. When I go here, I gotta be like that. So you don't realize that you're actually developing all these characters for survival. Essentially, these survival characters end up being the stories in your stand-up, right? So I've always had to it's like being a chameleon, bro. You have to fit in wherever you go. And
100%.
that's one of the first things Chris Forrest ever said to me when we started comedy. He said, I need to be able to put you on a stage anywhere in the country. And you need to make those people laugh. You can't say, oh, I'm an English comic, I'm a vernac comic, I'm a this comic. You must make people laugh. Laughter is a universal language.
Name another comedian other than Mpho Popps who has embraced that statement harder. Is somebody that, whether you are in the kasi at blacks only, whether you are performing to full white, full Indian, full black, full mix, full anything.
I would say there's a couple.
Yes.
So I would say Trevor Noah.
Yeah.
Trevor has mastered that art.
100%.
Whoever you are, you feel like Trevor's part of you, right?
So do me a favor, just tell him to come on the show. Tell him to come on the show, just quickly.
Trevor, please, my brother, we've been working since you left. We have show Top Gear is us now. Please. The greats have left. We are the new greats. Trevor, come see us.
We can't pay you in dollars, but we can.
We might have a Suzuki for now, Trevor, but I promise you there's a Range Rover. I saw it outside.
Star in a reasonably priced Maybach.
Yeah, Maybach. Trevor, please, come home. Come see Jay. I'll go as far as to say Jason Goliath.
Thank you.
Right? Because I've been in the trenches with you. We've performed everywhere, dog. We've performed in the Kasi, we've performed in Kimberley, we've performed on big stages. Again, someone I can put on any stage and they can make people laugh. I've never heard you say, that's not my crowd, bro. You know what I mean?
Because we perform to people.
Yes.
And if there are people, everybody laughs. It doesn't matter what your language, what your culture, everybody laughs.
Let me complete my list.
Yeah, finish your list.
Robbie Collins.
Because you said me, I was like, the list is done, let's carry on. Sorry.
Robbie Collins, Celestine Tuli.
Facts. Robbie Collins, Celestine Tuli, these are all people who are very comfortable in their own skin. These are all people who are not changing, because Robbie, Celeste, they also perform very similar. Even, you watch Celeste perform in vernac and in English, it's the same comedy.
Yes.
It's the same comedy, and very few comedians are able to make that shift and adjustment and still appeal to the broad spectrum. Let's talk about cars.
Yes.
Do you remember where your love of cars started?
My love of cars began as a child. I can't tell you where it began, but I remember every single car ad as a kid. I remember when the Honda Ballard drove across a dinosaur skeleton. I remember the mouse in the E36 BMW.
Running on the steering wheel for power steering.
I've always been I was obsessed with petrol ads. Right? I used to go with my dad to go pour petrol just so I could smell real petrol. Not this petrol we have of today. Real petrol.
100 octane.
Yeah, I used to be outside. I used to love the BP adverts. Like, I'm a proper car guy. And I can't tell you where it began, but in my bedroom, so I had a collage. I had an entire wall that was dedicated to various cars. So when you come into my room, I would show you the BMW section.
Yes.
So it'd be all the BMWs and the concept cars and whatever. There was not, you couldn't see any paint on that wall.
The wallpaper was magazine cutouts.
Magazine cutouts of every single car manufacturer, every single car. And then we lived in a complex called Club Tuscany in the south with my mom.
Club Tuscany.
So we had those windows, those square windows, 9 of them.
Yeah.
In each of those, I had a 1 to 18 scale of a different car. So I would stand outside my room and basically like tell other kids what car this was. It felt like a bit of a dealership. And then when they got into my room, they'd have this like collage of cars. So I've been obsessed with cars.
Talk to me about your history with cars. In terms of cars you've owned, which have been your favorites? Because I remember seeing you when we met you at an Alpha, and that Alpha, it was like a Sasa person. It only worked on a Tuesday for discounts.
That Alpha used to do record times. I used to have a gig in Witbank and leave here.
What is it, a 156?
It was a 156 2.5.
And you'd leave here what time?
The gig would be at 8 o'clock. Me, 7:30. And then stretching my legs. 5 to 8, I'm on stage. Hi guys, welcome.
That's a lie. That is a lie. Oil stains in the parking lot.
Bruh, I once took Ndumiso Lindy with me. We were late. And you know, Ndumiso's a very quiet guy.
Very.
Yeah, but hey, he was vocal that day. Yeah. All the Xhosa started coming. Yeah, chap. What 300? 300. The
lies continue.
300.
The lies continue. Favorite car you've ever owned?
Favorite car I ever owned. It's a car I currently have now.
Tell it.
It's a car I've always wanted, and I bought it, and it stays in a time capsule. I've always dreamt of the day I would buy a BMW 325 IS.
We're shocked. No one can believe it in this room. No one can believe, obviously. Tell us about your IS. Which one is it?
It's a red BMW 325 IS Evo 2.
2?
Yeah, and it is stock standard. Stock standard. I've driven that car. Since I've owned it, I've driven 5 times. 4 of them have been to my mother's house, which is 10 minutes away, to have lunch and back.
Why are cars like that so important? So I mean, I've noticed that you're very much like me. You've got nothing against the new cars, but there's something about our childhood heroes.
New cars don't have souls, bruh. New cars don't have souls. I think a lot of the old cars that I have, I feel something when I drive them, right? So my wife and I have 560 SECs.
Okay.
So
the
2-door.
They made a 4-door as well.
So we've got
SE is the 2. The SE is the 4-door.
Yes.
The C is the coupe. Okay.
So I've got a 300 SE, which I often daily drive.
Yeah.
And again, I will daily that car because it just feels right. You get in there. This is a Merc that's as old as me. That's why I bought the car.
But still
We're
bulletproof.
the same age. Bulletproof, drives just as good as the modern cars, but it feels like it has a soul, man. It feels like it's a living thing. I can't explain it, bruh.
No, you don't have to, because it does have a soul.
Yes, and then on the BMW side, I have an E34 540i.
Right? I've seen it. It's a lovely car.
And again, I've done nothing to this car. Bought it from an old dopey in Paris. All I did was put a pipe on this car. And this car, you start it and it drives, bro.
And you drive the car.
You drive the car. All the cars that I have, I enjoy them, right? The modern cars are just like, I don't know. It feels like, I don't know. The old cars feel like they were made by hand, and these ones kind of feel like they were made in a factory with machines and a supervisor.
I think it's your love for spinning that also holds you back, because you don't want to put a new car on a spin pitch. And there's something about spinning and that old school, simple engine in the front, lock diff at the back.
Yes.
No technology to save and protect you. ABS at best if you're lucky. What is about spinning that makes you so crazy? Because you're deeply involved in spinning.
I think for me, spinning is one of those things. It was birthed here, right? Look, people have been ghost whipping and doing all of that kind of stuff, but there's a certain skill that is required to car spinning that was developed in South Africa, right? And it's very specific to us and it's very niche to us. And you can't really explain it properly to the rest of the world. But the best way to explain it is it's controlled chaos. Yes, you've seen drifting coming along, and drifting looks cool, and it's, you know, it's packaged nicely and it's great. But again, drifting, very like mechanical, technical, e-brake.
Calculated.
Spinning is man versus machine.
When I told you you're driving a Suzuki Swift around a track, what was your first thought?
I thought you were wasting my time, bro. I was like, Jason, I thought we are living the dream. Now you're telling me we're going to be driving in a Suzuki. A bike. That's what you think. When you think Suzuki, you think bike.
So that was what you expected? How was your day? How was your day on the track?
Listen, when I got here, I saw the car. Actually, it's actually a great looking car.
It's very cute.
But again, it's a Suzuki.
Yeah.
It's a Suzuki. So cute little car. And then I see what you guys did to a very brand new Suzuki. Some varsity student could have been enjoying herself and her friends. And you guys were like, no, roll cage in. Seats, back seats out where the friends should be. Roll cage in. Sports seat.
Bucket, baby.
Helmet.
Yes.
Secret sock.
Come on.
Caucasian color. Yay! Bruh. And then...
How was it with Mandla? Yes.
Yes. So let's talk about the black stick.
Yes. Stickizo. We can't call him...
Sting. We call him Sting.
Yes, Sting.
Sting, yeah. Sting.
Stingizo.
Yay, yay, yay. This man will drive this car like it's stolen and speak in the calmest voice. And then you see right now, you just make sure you hit it back into two. And then as you go in here, relax here, you just make sure, hit the apexes, hit the lines. You see the lines. You're just holding on for dear life. This calmest voice. The car's going 300.
First things, everything.
300, dog. We're going 300.
At Formula K.
Calmest voice. Yeah, one again. I wanna hear. And then you just heartbreaking. That Suzuki kept doing things like this. I'm like, does this man expect me to do this as well?
And then?
Then we went. Best. You know what, bruh? I think I did better when he was with me in the car. I just felt safer.
Can I tell you what his comment was when he jumped out of the car after your few test laps?
He's on his own now.
No. I'll be honest. He looked me in the eye and he was quite calm. And I said, and he just went. He said, it's easier to make them fast when they're already fast. To bring them back is easier. He said he's got too much guts and he's a bit crazy, but it's easier to make them fast when they are already fast. That was his honest to God comment.
Bruh, I won't lie. At some point, it started feeling like a PlayStation game out there. And look, kudos to the Suzuki, bruh. At first, I judged the book by its cover. We jumped into that car. The Sting. He showed me. He showed me that car's potential. But when I jumped into it and I drove it, especially on the track, bruh, it assumed a different form. I might just get a Suzuki.
I'm glad that we've influenced you in some way. Before we have a look at your lap,
And practice.
Where do you think? So we've got, and still, champion, 1 minute 11.
I want to be honest with you.
I'm in at 1:13 as the base.
I want to be honest with you, right? And your one is not fair, you know, because...
I had one practice. I had one practice lap. One practice lap. It's all on camera.
You live here.
I've only driven around this
You
track
live
once.
here. You
I've
live
only driven
here.
around this track once.
When-
I had one practice lap
when
with
people
Mandla,
say
one on my own,
goodbye.
and then the actual time lap. How many did you have? How many laps did you have?
Doesn't count. Because
You
the
see?
first one, the windows were open. And we all know aerodynamics.
And
on
the
a
aircon was
Suzuki.
on.
Yeah. Then obviously the aircon was on. And then, yeah.
Let's come back to the board. Where do you think you're going to end? The Dricus to the 111, what are you aiming for?
No, man, you got... Also, why would you start with Dricus, man? Dricus...
We set the bar.
You've seen what Dricus does for a living.
Best fighter. You fight with words. He fights with fists. Both of you are fighters. Both of you love cars. It makes sense.
Yeah, man. Look, I'll be honest with you. Because of the weather conditions today...
Which were perfect.
No.
It was cool,
Also-
not a breeze.
No, it was morning.
It was cool. That's the best time.
We all know what happens in the morning, especially now that winter's creeping in. It's cold. So
Cold air is the
tires,
best. You had so many
tires-
laps to warm the tires up.
They haven't released the corns.
Where do you
the
think you came?
tires.
Give us a time. Prediction.
Look, obviously I would like to be in between Jason and Dricus.
So you don't think you beat Dricus?
But I think I'm under Jay. I don't think I beat Dricus.
This is an act. This is an act. He's acting humble.
No, I'll tell you why. I'll tell you why. At some point, like I said, it started feeling like a go-kart track. And I know myself, when I'm enjoying myself on a go-kart track, too much tire noise. So because I was ice skating
The
through
first thing I
course,
said to you when you came off was,
tire sound is not good.
if it's loud, it's not fast.
It's loud, it's not fast.
And you were screeching the tires even on the straight. I couldn't
Screeching.
understand it.
Screeching.
Even on the straight, the tires were screeching. I was like, is he driving with the handbrake up?
You know, at some point, I said to the car, how was Suzuki? Every time.
No. Suzuki! Let's have a look at Mpho Popps' lap. Oh, looking cute. The focus is impeccable. Okay, fantastic
Come on.
start. Snaps it into second. Driving at 3:15. I'm quite impressed, Pops. Apex 1. Not a bad Apex on 2.
I learned from the best.
Okay, this is where it does get a little bit tricky into the chicane. Goes right and then up towards the chicane. Oh. Oh. Okay, some two-wheel action. Curb to curb. Listen, not bad. Not bad. Not bad. Not as much squealing as I... Okay, there we go. There's the tire
There's the
noise.
squealing.
There's the tire
And
noise right there.
this straight did not feel straight at all. I went too far out there.
Did you clutch it there? What happened? Oh, the focus. Not an entertainer right now. Nothing funny in the world, eh? No jokes being told. Oh, okay, that back chicane is lovely. Through the S, onto the straight. Clips the curve.
This is where I had the idea. I was like, let me just go over this. Yeah, it was right here.
Across the line. Round of applause. Round of applause. That looks like a fast lap, my friend.
It did, but watching it and obviously, you know, with my professional colleague, I know he's a little bit disappointed. I think next time when I come, there will be a next time.
I have your time in my hands.
I think I'll do better.
I have your time in my hands.
So for me, honestly,
Dricus did a 1:11:25.
you know what I don't like about this whole Dricus thing? When
Yes.
I arrived here today, everyone was Dricus. I heard everyone, Dricus. You know when Dricus was here, it was so nice. And Dricus is crazy, did a handbrake 10. So now I know I might not have done as well as Dricus, because apparently Dricus was like fully immersed. So if I get between you and Dricus, I'll be happy.
So you're aiming for a 1:12, is what you're saying.
I just want to beat Jason.
All right.
Yes.
Mpho Popps,
Yes.
Mudikwane,
Yes.
from Mondio High School and
Yes.
Greenside Primary.
Yes. Class of Miss Pimre.
Class of Miss Bimre.
Yes.
Did it in. I'm so nervous because I don't want you to beat me. I'm not even going to lie. Did it in. 1.
Yes.
1.
Yes! Yes! Yes!
And... Yes!
Yes! Yes!
Left forward, all the way to the top. Ladies and gentlemen, please make it loud for the great Mpho Popps Mudikwane. 1 minute, 10 seconds, 0.53. I am devastated. I am devastated. Come on, boy. Come on. Come on. 1:10.53. Pops, all I'm going to say to you is watch your back. You are not safe. Dricus hits hard. Dricus, my man, you need to...
Dricus!
We
weet nie wat ek weet.
Come on! 1:10.53. You are literally less than half a second slower than our professional racing driver around this track. I don't know where you found that. I don't know where you found those gears, my friend, but it happened right here, TopGear South Africa. Now you know that the real star in a reasonably priced car, one more time for the great Mpho Popps Mudikwane, 1:10.53. 5-3.
Yo, I'm actually quite emotional.
I am shocked.
Oh no, it was so cold. You know what happens to the tires? You know what happens
So
to the...
imagine the day the tires are nice. We could be 1 minute, 8 seconds here, Jason. Yo, bro, I'm actually quite emotional, bro, because I've watched every single episode of Top Gear in my life more than once, and I've dreamt of this. Have you ever watched something and you've dreamt of something and you're like, I don't know how, but that's
One
where
day.
I want to be one day.
One day.
Right? And to think, bruh, I'm sitting here living this dream with a best friend of mine who's living the same dream. Number one.
On top of the board.
Bruh, that is Michael Schumacher territory. That is Lewis Hamilton territory. That is...
More than half a second.
see
More
what
than
I
half
mean?
a second of
You
Dricus.
see-
And Dricus races. He does oval racing. He does oval circuit
Me and my
racing.
father who goes on school runs.
Who does spinning.
I mean, it's the
So
same
you
sector.
know, but
Yeah.
you are used to a clutch more than Dricus. Because you do the pop. Pops, I'm devastated. This is the first time you've beat me in a car in our lives together, which hurts my feelings, but it couldn't make me happier. This is
Because this is fair. This was the same car. You usually come here with your modern BMW.
This is the realization. This is the realization of a dream for both of us, and I want to thank you for coming. I don't want to let you go without putting the challenge out. So you've come through. Mpho Popps Murikwane is the new king of
Yes.
Formula K.
Yes.
Our new star in a reasonably priced car. He's on top. If you think you can beat him,
Yes.
come through. I don't think you can. Who do you think is gonna possibly topple you off? Who would you like to see? Who's your star in a reasonably priced car?
There's a lot of people that I would like to come see here, but I just want to put it out there, guys. Please come through. Come and sit in this very chair. If you are a car person and you know yourself, there are people I'd like to see, obviously, around the track. I'd like to see Skumba. I'd like to see Celeste. I'd like to see Makadzi. I want to see what she's capable of. Skalk Bezuidenhout. I don't know if his hair will fit in this helmet, but I would like to see what Skalk will do on the track out there. But for me, I just want to say, guys, I'm not good at most things. I'm just good at winning. Good luck.
I'm so hurt.
Good luck trying to beat
so hurt.
110. To all of you out there, Maps Maponyane, my brother, if you're going to come, wear your prescription glasses. You need to see those apexes, my brother.
Pops, thank you so much for taking time. You can catch Mpho Popps on the People Need Comedy podcast. You can catch him hosting everything. Where
You know who
are
I'd
you
love to
next?
see here, bro?
Who?
Gayton McKenzie.
Gayton McKenzie.
Uncle
A
Gayton,
challenge has been made.
if you think you can beat 110, we'd like to see you try.
I'm just glad that he's got a blue light brigade now because he's not going to steal the car. It makes me very, very happy.
Do you think he's going to do his track? He's going to do his lap with the blue light in front of him? Uncle Gayton, please, we want to see you here.
Mr. McKenzie, we would love to have you. Minister McKenzie.
Yeah,
I should
Minister,
say.
yeah,
We would love to have you here.
Hey, yeah.
Catch Pops when people need comedy. Where else can they catch you?
People need comedy. I've got my birthday special coming up on the 28th of June, depending on when this flights.
We have tickets available.
At Gold Reef City, tickets are available at Web Tickets. People need comedy. Yeah, we are online and on DSTV. And yeah,
For the win.
for the win.
Wishing you nothing but the best, my brother.
Yeah.
To everybody who tuned in, thank you for watching. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and comment who you'd like to see piloting our Suzuki Swift around Formula K. This is TopGear South Africa star in a reasonably priced car. And we'll see you on the next episode. Who do you want to see? Our new champion, Mpho Popps. I'm never going to hear the end of this. My life is basically over. But as they say in the good book, it is what it is. Salute and away.
Can I get t-shirts made for the crew with that thing? I'm going to need that thing. I just want everyone to wear them so that when people come,
They know.
they know this league.
Yes. Cut.
Suzuki.